Kia ora, welcome back to Untidy. My name's Matilda Green, and I'm the one who shoves things in the dishwasher just absolutely willy-nilly, and my husband gets annoyed at me. So that's just if you don't know who we are as people, I
Mm.
think that perfectly sums it up, you know?
Yeah, I like that, Matty. I'm Hannah Davison. I'm the one who will restack a dishwasher if I think it's stacked incorrectly, but at the same time has 13-year-old spices in her pantry. So, you
We're
know,
multifaceted.
we really are. It's weird how your standards are one way for one thing and then
Mm.
another way for something else.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it? Like I am really anal about washing. Like we can't be mixing whites and lights. Whites are a separate load. Lights are another load. Colors are like bright colors are another load. It's a
Okay.
whole thing. And I like to steam clothes and all that
Whoa.
jazz. But will I clean the bathroom? No. I
Oh,
will let it get to the point where it's like, who's living here? Like, this is actually disgusting.
oh.
So, we pick and choose
Mm.
what we care about, don't we?
Yeah. Well, I think like for me, order helps me feel okay mentally. So, like,
Mm.
restacking that, I will go to someone's house, as producer Flick knows, and I will reorder their entire refrigerator. I will only do it to people who I'm well acquainted with,
Yeah.
and that often goes down quite well, but I will just absentmindedly order something, shuffle something
Mm.
around, reorder it, because I think, just mentally for me, it brings me some kind of peace. Whereas with the pantry situation, I'm very much brought up. My dad was a Scottish farmer, and
So
mum came
nothing went
from
to waste.
nothing went to waste, and mum came from a long line of farmers as well. Just you use what you've got, and it was very much a waste not, want not kind of upbringing. So
Mm.
and this is where we are. But we love our similarities, Maddie, and we love our differences, and that's what makes us so fun.
That's what makes it a perfect podcast partnership.
Yeah,
Pa
exactly.
pa pa pa.
Now, you do have an apology up front because you got on thinking you were wearing an untidy cap and
Mm.
discovered it was a sample, and there is, in fact,
So,
no branding on there whatsoever.
honestly, bit of a backstory situation. So, we're renovating our house at the moment. We're kind of house sitting this other house, which is awesome, by the way. It's a great spot. There's
Perfect.
llamas. There's llamas in the
Oh,
backyard. I know the kids are just absolutely beside themselves. Absolutely beside themselves. Like when we arrived, Milo was running around going, "Mum, it's one big playroom." Like there's no actual toys, but I think he was just like, "Oh my god, there's stairs and like all these cool things."
oh, that's really cute. Do
I
you have to do
know.
any, like, llama care?
No,
Oh,
but I
thank
did
God.
but I did double check because they were really hanging around. I was like, "I really hope I'm not supposed to be feeding them because I haven't been." And I just double checked. She was like, "No, they're the neighbour's llamas. It's actually fine." So, they're the
Okay.
neighbour's llamas. They're not our responsibility, thank God for that.
Oh, God.
I don't wanna feed 7 more mouths out there.
No.
That's not what I signed up for.
They spit sometimes, like, they get really, like, grumpy and they'll spit. You have to be careful about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
you want to teach them some bloody manners.
I know.
Yes, so we are house
Renovations.
sitting while we're doing renovations. So I am in a different backdrop. There's a grey wall behind me with a cool fake plant. I mean, you've never seen it before. You wouldn't read about
No, no.
it.
You always keep us guessing with the backdrop, Maddie. We never know where she's gonna be.
But if you're watching on YouTube, you will be able to see this. But for everyone else, I'll explain to you. So I've got a cap on, which looks like our untidy merch. But unfortunately, in my feverish last minute packing to leave the house that's getting renovated to come to this house, I grabbed it and put it in my bag. And then when I pulled it out this morning, I realized it was the sample that doesn't have untidy on it. So it's just a blue cap,
I
which, hey,
know.
still a great cap, still
Still
incredibly comfortable,
lovely. Yeah, yeah.
soft
I
and chic.
it really is. I love wearing mine. I ran around the park in it this morning, and I love it. Couldn't be a better cap. I think we've only got like 2 left, so before we need
They
to
are so
produce
good.
more.
And also my sister is over from the UK at the moment. She loves her cap. She always wears her cap.
Oh,
And her friend, I'm gonna shout you out, Sophie, just get ready for it. Her friend Sophie, who lives in the UK, big fan of the pod, she has requested another cap.
Oh my
I
God,
know.
amazing.
And do you know what? If I had got onto it earlier, then I could have actually sorted that before, but before my sister left for the UK. But have I done that? Absolutely not.
No,
So that will just be, I'll just have
that's
to
a thing.
send that in the mail. But
Yeah, that's a thing. That has to happen now. How are the renos going? I'm glad that you've, like, evacuated the building site because, like, we know what it's like for you, Maddie. It's not good.
it was already beginning, Dean. It was already beginning. Like I could feel. We've talked about this on the pod before when we did minor kitchen renovations in our last place, and I was a complete mess because the kitchen was on the dining table, so everything was there, and we had to just use the barbecue. I was an absolute mess at throughout every aspect of my entire life, and I could feel that starting to happen at home because we had to obviously clear the kitchen out because it was getting demolished, and we had to then move things into different rooms and just shove things in areas and shut the door. And I was like, I actually, because I was trying to tidy up, and I was like, I can't tidy up, Art, because everything's everywhere, nothing has a place. So it's just like, what a way, everything's a mess, and I want to tidy, but I can't, and it's just everything's everywhere. And and he was like, okay, it's beginning. Thank God we're moving out. And lucky we did because it is all go there. There's like 6 tradie vans in the driveway. They're pulling up the floor, they're sanding everything. It's
Oh
we
my
actually,
God.
well, we could have lived in there, but we would have all
It
been
would have been,
huddled in
yeah,
one room. It just would
miserable.
have been miserable. And poor
Yeah.
little Penny, because she's obviously with me all the time, we would have had to have just vacated for the entire day for like 8 hours because we wouldn't be able to have naps or anything.
Nightmare.
Yeah. But
Nightmare.
hey, it's starting to look good.
I'm
Bathroom tiles are
so
getting laid right
excited
now.
because 'cause you'll be doing some sweet before and afters for us, won't
Oh,
you? Mm.
Oh, I've been
Oh,
going nuts on the befores, and I'm even thinking I might even, like, borrow a really nice camera for the afters, just to
yeah, you
really
should.
give it its essence because,
Yeah.
sometimes on a phone camera, things like, it just doesn't quite do it
Yep.
justice, and I feel
Yep.
like it needs a real moment, like, it needs sad before, just, like, cobwebs and shit everywhere, and then, like, happy, bright, "Oh, wow," just to really show the comparison.
The contrast. I've got massive new kitchen envy. God, that's gonna be nice. It's gonna be
Well,
real nice.
we're gonna do it once, and hopefully that will just be done forever.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I wanna do it once, do it right, and then I never want to renovate a kitchen again
Yeah, yeah,
for,
100%.
like, 20 years,
Yeah. Now, how is Buster? How did he go after veterinary corner last week?
He's actually remarkably well because he's dealing
Good.
with quite a lot of stress at the
Yes, he's had
moment.
a lot of
He's had a
change.
lot of
I won't lie that.
change. No, but the deafness has actually been a bit of a blessing. I know that
Yeah.
sounds really horrible,
No.
but he's quite relaxed about the whole thing. He just kind of, he just sleeps and he's happy and, he hangs out with me during the day and then he's just fine. He's like, he can't hear anything. He
Oh,
can't hear anything.
great.
So
Great.
he's just not fast. Art accidentally kicked him in the head this morning though.
He
I
can't keep himself out of trouble, that man.
know. I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh. He's actually fine. He's completely fine. But Art, Art was eating an apple in the backyard from our from our tree.
All right. We've got a long lead into the kick. Big swing. All right.
So he was eating an apple, yum yum yum, crisp, and then he finished the apple and he had the core. He dropped it down to then give it a good kick into the bush.
Oh,
But what
no.
he didn't do was look down before he had let go. So he let go of it, got the kick ready, and then as he looked
Oh,
down, he was
no.
continuing with the kick and saw that Buster had then moved into the area of the kick of the apple
Uh-oh.
core and kicked him in the head. I know.
I'm sorry to laugh.
I know. It's
I'm sorry
so
to laugh. I'm glad Buster's
he was
okay. It's
yeah, he is
very
I
unfortunate.
need to say that he is absolutely fine, but it just
Must feel
breaks my
terrible.
heart. Oh, our heart was like, "Oh my god, Buster, I'm so," like, picked him up and was, like, nuzzling him, like, I'm so sorry." Buster was alright, but it made me think, like, because have you seen those memes when they say, like, when you trip over your dog or whatever, and your dog, like, doesn't understand that it's an accident, and he's just like, what have I done
I know.
wrong?"
I hate that, like, because one of the cats always gets like, runs in front of my legs if I'm, like, heading towards the feeding zone because he's like, "It's happening, it's happening, it's happening," and he, like, he's like such a gannet, like, runs in front of my legs, so he often connects with a shin, and then I'm like,
Mm.
"I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry," and he's like, he's got no idea. He
He
doesn't know
doesn't
that
know
I'm
what "I'm sorry"
sorry.
means.
I know. I'm hoping he'll get the energy of "I'm sorry. That was an accident. I'm sorry."
I
You
hope so.
know?
Or he's just like, "She just always kicks me on the way to the food. I'm not really sure what she's trying to tell me. Like, is she trying to tell me to hold back or, like, what?"
Is she fat shaming me? No.
"Come on, you little fatty, go get your food. Kick him over there."
Oh
Oh,
god.
the poor things, the
Poor
poor
thing. Now
things.
we do need an update because we called Art out last week
Yeah.
for the audacity with the offering to take over the school admin, and then he had more audacity because we put that up as a reel, and he was like, "Well, am I taking it over or not?" I'm like, oh god.
There's still confusion. There's still confusion. I mean, we really did throw him under the bus with that reel, didn't we? Like,
Yeah. Well, and
people were
now
probably
you've thrown him under the bus by kicking the dog.
So, somebody commented, "Divorce that man." So
Whoa.
this poor Art, he's like, "Okay, all I do is try and help you with the shit you need to do."
Oh.
Anyway, okay, so we have had actually a slight update on the school admin, and
Mm,
so I have held on to the school admin, and I actually think I'm doing quite a stellar job currently.
mhm.
But what I have also done is I've joined the PTA, and um,
Whoa.
I'm a day in, and I'm already sort of like, there's quite a lot to do, isn't there? There's quite a lot to do.
Maddie,
I
why did
know.
you do that? I honestly, kudos to anyone who's on a PTA. I just know, just like I knew I was not the kind of mother that could have had more than 2 children,
Mm,
or, committed to actually baking anything for a bake sale or doing any of those sorts of things. I also
yeah.
know I'm not the kind of mother that is worth taking up space on a PTA. I'm
Well, look,
sorry, I'm just not that one. I'm
we
just
play to
not
our
that one.
strengths, Bean. We play to
Yeah.
our strengths. We can't all be everything. And what I am worried about is that I am also potentially not that mum, but now I'm in it. So I'm in it. I've committed. I actually went into it just thinking I would go as an officer, which is what they're called, being a general member.
You liked the title.
Well, now I'm deputy secretary, aren't I?
Oh,
And
no.
now I'm and now I'm social media manager, aren't I? So I've
Oh,
got 2
no,
roles.
you had
I've got 2
skills.
roles.
You went in there with
Well, the thing
skills.
is that when it came up in the room, like, so it's all quite formal. Like, it's very new to me, but there's motions and there's seconding the
Mm,
motions, there's nominations. It's quite ritualistic,
mm,
which I really wasn't expecting. So anyway, when it came round social media, I could sort of feel the energy in the room that people were
yep.
like,
You're
you
the
know,
clear
you,
you're the
yeah.
clear option.
Yeah, and no one put their hand up, and I was like, I sort of feel like this is my lane, and I felt the energy of people wanting me to put my hand up for it. So I was like,
This
okay.
is what happens when you turn up to a meeting for a start. Like, you went in there and you were just being supportive and enthusiastic, and then you walked out there with 2 new jobs.
With 2 new jobs, yeah, and already, let me tell you, the Google chat it's active. It's active. So I'm like,
So
okay,
how
head
long
in
do you
the
think
game. Head in the game. I can do this. I can do this,
is
people.
this like, and I don't, please don't take this as a criticism, but is this one of those things where you like, I know I'm not that mum,
Mm,
and I know I don't even wanna be that mum. It's just
mm,
so beyond me. Did you just wanna be that mum? Like, you're like, "Oh, I wanna be the kind of person, like, I'm so," like, you've got the enthusiasm for, like,
mm.
the spirit of the PTA.
Being that mum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think I can become that mum. I don't think I'm that mum now, but something that someone said to me, shout out Murray from Warkworth, a couple of years ago that really stuck with me. It was at this women's networking event in Warkworth. So all the gals were, girl bossing. And he said to the crowd, he said, if you want to be a part of a community, you have to contribute and create the community that you want, right?
He's absolutely right.
He's absolutely right, and it kind of stuck with me because community is really important to me. I want to connect with my fellow human beings that are around me and help each other. And I thought, do you know what? I want to be more involved with the school. I want to help where I can. And it can feel hard, like especially being new to the school life, to know how to be involved because you kind of just drop off and pick up. And then it's like, well, I don't know what else happens. Like, I don't know who's meeting. I don't know who's organizing. I don't know how I can help. And so I thought, right, I think I can just become that person. So if I thought admin was a lot for myself before, I've just like tripled it. I've
My
just tripled
God.
it. What am I doing?
I
What am I
don't
doing?
know. I
Okay.
don't know.
We're in it now. We're in it now. And we're committed for a year. So we're just going to.
Yeah, that was my next question. How long is this tenure? Well, so we've got a year where we're going to see you transform into a beautiful PTA butterfly.
A beautiful PTA butterfly because at the moment I feel like I'm a caterpillar. I'm a caterpillar, not very organized, not very good at staying on task. But I think by the end of this year, I will have blossomed into just a high output butterfly.
Yep, just flapping those wings.
Flapping those wings. If anything needs doing, I'm flapping into it. Maybe that's what will happen. Or I'll disappoint everyone and they won't invite me back next year, which is also a potential. We'll see how we go.
And if you need to sabotage it, that's always an option.
Exactly. Just be really, really shit.
Start dropping the ball. I shouldn't say these things.
No, of course not. Of course I would never.
No
way. Of course not.
Just banish that from your memory. It's a year from now. No one's going to be thinking about this conversation. I was flattered and horrified to discover that Alex's housemaster has begun listening to the podcast. Shout out. Yeah.
Okay. Because we do get into it, don't we?
I know.
We do get into it.
I know. And as you can imagine, because we said some things about his school, he was like, oh, I was pleased to hear that Alex is enjoying being at school. And I was like, what else did you hear?
Yeah, what else did you find out?
Yeah. But I did say, well, at least I've got an inside line for complaints, now. just direct to thousands of people, And then I was just like sitting there running through my head. I'm like, oh God, what have we talked about? But you know what? That's it. If you're in, you're in, and you just have to accept what you get.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it sort of feels like sometimes someone has read our diary by listening to the podcast. You know what I mean? Because I forget that other people listen, and I just feel like I'm talking to you. And then when people are like, oh, I've been listening to the podcast and I've been catching up since episode 1, I think, oh my God. What did I say? What have I said in the last 200 episodes that we've done? I've got no idea. I've talked about shitting my pants in London. I've talked about all sorts of things. It's just, oh God.
I know. Well, we also have just released Totally Untidy. I know, listen. I know I talked about getting it done on time. I didn't. But it's now up.
Timeline? Did we put a timeline on it?
I think I said, I can't remember if this made it into the episode, but I think I said, and I'll make sure that it's there for when this goes out. And I didn't. It just, other things pop up. And and I think everyone understands that. If you're a true fan of the show, you just understand that if it's not there, then it will get there. It will get there.
It'll happen.
It will get
there
soon.
Happen.
It will get there soon. However, it is there. So what I was actually staggered about. Oh, well, one thing is, I'm like, if Alex's housemaster starts listening to Totally Untidy, I think we'll just need to pretend that it's not happening. Okay. Just never, ever tell me. Okay.
Yeah. It'll be like one of those things if you bump into someone in like an adult store or something and you're both like buying a big old dilly, you would just pretend it didn't happen. You would just
remain
move on.
Discreet,
You would move on and remain discreet and
never speak of it.
But every time you see that person, both of you would be thinking the same thing.
100%.
Isn't that so funny? I've talked about this with a friend of mine actually. Like when you're talking to someone and you're both thinking the exact same thing, but you can't say it. And it's just this hilarious energy where it's like, why can't we just say it because we're literally both thinking the same thing? But we
Yeah.
can't because that's the social dance where
But
we
I
like
think
can't say
you
it out
can
loud.
do a knowing smile.
Yeah.
You can enjoy a knowing smile and you can both realize that you're doing the socially appropriate thing, but
But you know.
you
You
know.
know. Or like when you're in a group having a bit of a small talk conversation or just like any kind of conversation, and then the conversation runs its course and everyone's finished with it. Like nobody wants to be in the conversation anymore.
But you can't
It's like
exit.
you can't exit unless it's like, oh, I might just pop to the loo, or like, oh, I'll just go and grab a drink and then never come back. It's like, why can't we just say, well, I think we're all done,
I
you
think
know?
I think that's complete.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's do
'Cause
this again in 12 months' time.
everybody wants to go. Like, it's finished. But
Yeah.
we have to do the little social thing of being
And the
like, "Well,
polite
I
exit.
yeah, oh, yeah, I think my friend's here. I'll just go and check," and, oh, just say, "Well, I'd like to go, so
I'm finished
bye."
with you now.
Yeah.
But I think you can say, "Hey, it was so nice to chat. I'll catch you soon." And then you just start walking.
Maybe
Just
that's a
go.
good one. "Hey, it was great to see you." "Hey, great to see you. Great to chat." That's quite a good one, actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
"Great to catch up. I'll
yeah.
see you later,"
Lovely,
and then just
lovely.
go.
And then just leave.
Yeah, this is our year of being direct.
Yeah. I was direct the other day actually, and I was like, "Oh, look at me. Oh."
Go you, did it feel quite good?
Yeah, it did. I had a bit of steam up as well. I probably could have leaned harder, but I didn't. Because I was like, "Do you know what? This is absolutely fair to say this. We don't always have to be like, oh, nice, don't."
No,
Sometimes you actually just can be direct. It's all
you can
right.
be direct. Yep,
I
yep.
tell you what's not direct, Maddie. This is a thought that occurred to me the other day, and I thought this is quite trivial, and I know the best place to put it. Okay, I want to talk about call hang up responsibility.
Yes.
Pop that in our chat.
Mm,
So sometimes I notice that I'll be chatting to someone on the phone, and maybe I'm on my headphones, maybe I'm in the car, whatever, whatever. The conversation ends,
mhm.
and then we're like, okay, bye, bye. But the hang up doesn't occur. And I'm like, how did you outsource the hang up responsibility to me? Like,
Ah,
are you just assuming that I will take responsibility for the hang up? Because sometimes with my headphones or if I'm in the car, it's actually, I'm just waving to Pilates partner's just arrived. He's finished work early.
oh, hello,
Just
Pilates partner.
interrupting our recording now, isn't it?
God, I feel like I'm interrupting your moment.
Well, there won't be a moment because we're on camera. Hi, we're just recording.
Hi, Pilates partner.
Matilda says hi.
Hi, Matilda.
He says hi.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, all right. Tato says hi. Yeah.
well, we now know he's British,
We
don't we?
do. Yes, we
Mm,
do.
we got a little clip of the voice.
Oh, I wonder if it would come across. Um, I mean, you knew anyway. But yeah,
Yes, I
sometimes,
knew.
sometimes I find that I'm like, why has this person decided that I will just take that responsibility of hanging up?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily convenient for me. How have you assumed that that's my problem, not yours?
I reckon, my 2 cents, I reckon that everyone just assumes that the other person will hang up because it's, like, weird to not hang up, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, it
so
quickly
so they
feels
would
awkward, don't you reckon?
yes, it's horrible, it's
Yeah.
horrible. That's why I don't allow it. Like, I hang up before they've almost finished talking. Like, Art always, it gives me shit about it because he's like, "They were still saying bye," and I'm like, "Okay, bye," and they're like, "Yeah, bye," and I've already hung up.
And again, but you're done.
Yeah. It's more just it saves because I think I have a fear of awkward goodbyes because I'm really bad at it. So I just like to just cut it off. Like we already know the conversation's finishing. And then it's like, well, if you were going to say anything else, it would have been something too long. So we've said goodbye. I'm like, Okay, bye. Great to talk to you." And they go, "Yeah, yeah, great to talk to you." And then I'll say, "Okay, bye." And they might be like, "Bye." Boom.
But and you've already gone.
I've already gone.
And they're just
Yeah.
standing alone in a room saying goodbye to no one.
Because I get the sentiment. I know what you're gonna say, "Bye." I know what you like, I know you're gonna say, "Bye." Maybe you might say, "Have a good day." So, is that a bit mean?
Yeah.
It feels mean now that I say it out
Well,
loud.
I know the funny thing is that you're trying to avoid awkwardness, but you're being rude in the process just because you don't want to be awkward. And then which is then awkward because then you've left them feeling awkward because they're saying bye to no one and they feel silly.
It's
It's
just
like when someone says hello to you and you go, "Good, thanks. How are you?" And you're like, "Oh, they didn't ask how I was."
oh god, yeah, maybe, well, I think it's just because I find it hard to judge, so I'm like, "Oh, let's just eliminate,"
I tell
you
you what
know?
I find hard to judge.
Yeah,
This is okay. This is so God, this is we're really taking up some airtime with this. Anyway, when you're calling someone you don't know
yeah,
and ring, ring, ring. All right, we'll do the ring, ring, and you be the person.
okay.
Okay, ring, ring, ring.
Hello?
Hi, how you going? It's Hannah Davison speaking.
Hi, Hannah.
Well, oh no,
We
wait, no, wait, I've done it wrong. I've done it wrong.
okay,
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 ring,
I'm
ring,
ready
ring,
again.
ring, 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 ring.
Hello, Matilda speaking.
Hi there, it's Hannah Davison speaking. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, how are you?
You see, but that's the bit that I find tricky
Yeah, because you've
because
said, "It's Hannah Davison speaking, but I don't know you."
yep. Oh, but then is it the like, oh, I'm calling because yeah, it's the moment between because you want to go, how are you? And then you want to say why you're calling.
Yeah,
But
but it
in the
feels
moment
too
when they are
much
saying when you're going, "How are you?" They're going, "Pff, I don't know you.
who
Like,
I
why
am.
do you care how I am? I don't want to tell you how I am. Like, what do you want?" But it feels like if you move too quickly on to what the call is about.
Well, it also feels a bit ambushy, doesn't it? But
Yeah.
because they're like, hello, Matilda speaking," and you're like, "Hi, it's Hannah Davison. I'm calling about blah, 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 blah." You know, it just feels like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, this is a lot. So what? So okay, so your
You
name's
want
Hannah, and you're calling about what?"
yeah,
Yeah,
but then you want the polite salutations, but then they're also thinking, "What is this about? Is this some kind of call I don't want to take?" So then you want to
yeah.
alleviate their concern that it's not some kind of call that they don't want to take, but then you also feel like you've been intrusive when they're like, "I don't want to tell you how I am."
Mm.
I get confused about how to do that. How would you do it?
It is really tricky. No, I think I do it the exact same way as you.
Do you find
Like,
that awkwardness between the "how are you" and the what you're gonna say? Because you wanna
yes.
move quickly on, then you want their response, but then they weren't prepared to give you a response about how they were, and
Mm.
then they're also going, "What does she want? What does she want? What does she want?"
They're skeptical in their reply. They go, "Good, thanks." You know,
Right?
like as if they're sort of like, "Where is this going? Who are
Yeah.
you?"
Is this a call I want to hang up on? Because that's what, like, telemarketers and stuff will do. They'll give you the friendly, like, "Hello, how are you?" Try and warm you up, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I'm just calling to do this
That's
20-minute
another one.
survey when you're cooking dinner."
Oh my god, that's another one where like, look, I get it. They're just trying to make a buck. They're often doing it for charities, you know, power to them, right? It would be a really hard job. I get that. But I also, when someone calls me from a charity that I do not want to give to for whatever reason, I give
Mm.
to charities, all right? But sometimes I don't give money to every telemarketer that calls me. Okay. Like I kind of want to shut it down to not waste their time because they've got big spiels, right? And they like to get the spiel out like early
Yep.
so that they can get you in, right?
And
So
you've
they'll
gotta
call
cut
and
it
they're
off
like,
before that happens.
exactly, but then I'm interrupting, and then I feel like a dick, but I'm also like, "I just don't wanna waste your time. You're just gonna read a whole paragraph, and I'm not going to give you any money, so let's just cut it off." So I was it's really hard, so I like to get in there early, so they'll be like, "Hello, Matilda, how are you?" Because 'Cause they're often British, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah, they'll be
Okay.
like, "Hello, Matilda, how's your day going?" And I'll be like, "Good, thanks." Exactly. I'm
Right?
skeptical.
Skeptical.
I'm skeptical.
They
I
feel
go
the energy, they know they need to put the pedal down.
exactly, and I go, "Good, thank you. How are you?" And they go, "Yeah, good. Look, just wanted to give you a quick call today." And that's when I wanna shut it down because I know what it is,
Mm,
you know, and they're like, "I'm calling from blah, blah," and then I have to interrupt and be like,
you do.
"Thank you so much for calling. Really appreciate that. I'm not interested. You have a wonderful day. Thank you." And then but then some of them will be like, "Great. All right. See you later." It's all like or some will then double down and be like, "Well, just before you go, just want to tell you blah blah blah." And so then I'm kind of like, do you know what? That's actually on you. Like I tried to
Yeah.
save your time, and you've pushed through with it. So sorry.
Then you can hang up. You
Yeah, then I
you
think
you
you can.
did the
Okay,
yeah,
can
you did
you?
the
Can you
yes, you
hang up on
can.
them?
Yep, you can in that moment because like,
Mm,
I shut it down early too, exactly like you do. And,
Yeah.
depending on where they're from, if they're just doing it like some kind of survey or something, I just go, look, I'm really sorry. I'm going to stop you there. I'm not interested in taking this call, but have a lovely evening, because I always call in the evening or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, it's
And then
always like 8 o'clock
sometimes
at
I'll go
night, eh?
straight for the hang up at that moment. Or, like they
Mm.
might go, okay, no worries, thanks very much, But then if they're like, I've given it a polite no, thank you, I think I can then hang up.
I think so. But because it's like you have sort of intruded,
Yeah. It's always
like
at a
you've
terrible
intruded
time.
and you've also bought my phone number from somewhere.
Mm.
So it's like you've bought my phone number, you've intruded on my evening at 8 o'clock at night. I understand that you're just doing your job. I'm trying to be polite. Please don't push through because I've said a polite no. And now I will be hanging up the phone.
Yeah. Now you're being doubly
Guten Tag.
intrusive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guten Tag to you. Oh, God, that's so funny. But you say you're doing a full circle back to the landline.
Yes.
Oh, do you know
So,
what I did today, Maddie?
yes.
A 90s poo. We did have a listener remind us about the 90s poo. They're like, I always think about the 90s poo
It is really
when
good.
it's happening.
Although I also Art gave me good advice, and this is not going to come off well for him.
Oh,
So
God.
this is not.
Oh,
not.
again.
This is not a great
Just
podcast for Art. He
step by
kicked the
step,
dog,
just
and
destroying his character.
he kicked the
It's an
dog, and
absolute
now he's being
assassination.
condescending. But anyway, he said to me, "This is again back on the school admin thing." He said, "Hey,
He won't let it
um,
go.
he won't let it go." He said to me, "Hey, I've found that when you're
Uh-oh.
on the toilet, it's a good time to check school notifications." So now I'm like, it actually is a good time to check school
I
notifications.
hate the condescension,
Mm,
but it is also a good point,
he's got a point. He's got a
because
point.
then you kind of like, you haven't just taken the phone with you to scroll through Instagram.
Yeah,
You're making
exactly.
use of that time
Mhm.
where you'd
Of something
otherwise
that
be.
you that is unlikely to you'll just wanna do it. Do you know what I mean? It's almost
Yeah.
like you need to tack it on to something, like
Yeah.
taking a dump,
Yeah.
and then it's then at the same time you can read your school notifications.
Oh, I could do with a
So
little bit of constipation because I've obviously got behind on mine again, haven't I?
just have some raw chicken and then you'll be all over it. You'll be there all day. You'll be there absolutely all day. You'll be unstoppable on the school admin.
That'll sort me out.
Yeah.
Maddie, I fucked up again. Like on my first, obviously we co-parent week about.
Mhm.
On my first day back of mothering for the week,
Yep.
didn't read the school notifications that the after school clubs had been cancelled for that week. Got a
Okay.
call from Frankie's friend's mum. She's got Frankie in the car with her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank God for those mums,
Oh
eh?
my God, I
Thank
know.
God for those mums
I
that they
know.
just pick up the slack.
It was raining.
Oh no.
I just, yeah. She was, and mum was like, look, to be fair, the notification came through very late. And I was like, thank you.
They're easily missed. They're easily missed.
Well, I assume they're not urgent.
Yeah.
I
If
could,
there is something like that, okay, if someone listening is in charge of the school notifications, there are a lot of them. Look, there's a lot going on, and I'm aware that it's our responsibility to keep on top of it. Okay, no one's trying to palm that off. But maybe if there's something like that, put
maybe
a
a
little
mass text.
urgent, yeah, little mass text or an urgent in the front of it,
Mm,
just so something to like grab your attention because we all get notifications all day,
all the time.
all day, emails, apps, like work chats, group chats, it's constant.
Mm,
So you gotta cut through. You gotta cut through the noise,
yep.
especially when something's been cancelled the next day.
I know.
You wanna get that message through,
Yeah.
you
Anyway,
know?
she problem solved it, and she had a lovely little afternoon play date with her friend, and it all
Great.
worked out for the best. But I was like, is it seriously my first day back of, parenting for the week, and
Mm.
I'm just falling at the first.
What a way to really knock your confidence for the week,
Yeah.
You're
Well.
like, you're already starting on the back foot,
Yeah.
which is annoying.
Yeah.
It's
Well, we're
annoying.
having nachos for dinner, so I'll be back. I'll be back up. I can usually fix it with cooking.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't take much, just cook something real yum and then
Yeah.
you're on.
You can fix most things with food. Like the other night, Alex was getting a bit upset about his homework. That's that the homework is starting to accumulate now. It's starting to get a bit more
Mm.
real at this point, and he was feeling a little bit overwhelmed at the homework expectation. And so I was like, well, look, just get started, start chipping away. You'll feel better once you actually get moving. And then I went, would you like a Milo? I was channeling Maggie Dent. Remember Maggie Dent?
Yes.
Yeah, and she was like, just slip him a Milo and
Yeah. Yeah.
everything will be all right. Would you like a Milo? Oh, I'd love a Milo. And I thought, "Hmm, nailed
Nailed it.
it."
Nailed it. 'Cause, yeah, I really like her advice, like, when you've had an argument with your kid or whatever, and they're in their room and they've slammed their door, they're having a big old huff, and she said to just make a plate of their favourite snack or whatever, and just open the door, pop it
Pop
in,
it in.
and shut the door.
Yeah.
I mean, how lovely is that? Because you don't have to you might not be ready to talk, they might not be ready, but it's just a little olive branch,
Like, everything's okay.
just a little, "We're all fine. I
Yeah.
I love you. Here's your little snack."
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, she's so good. She's so good.
Yeah.
We were gonna talk about the landline. Sorry, we got
We got
sidetracked.
well distracted. Okay,
That'll
well
happen.
well well, this might have to be the last topic.
All right, because
So,
I know you've
so
got places to go.
I've got a hard cut off today. I've got a
Yeah.
hard cut off. Okay, yes, we wanna bring back the landline for many reasons. The first and most pressing for me is that Art never answers his phone, and it drives me absolutely bananas. Because, like, when I'm at the supermarket, when I'm, like, trying to call him for admin, and he never fucking picks up.
Because he knows it's you and he's screening it.
He's screening it. I think it's just always on silent or something. Because, and then he, like, calls me and he's like, "Oh, sorry, missed your call." And I'm like, "I called you 4 times and it was 20 minutes ago. Don't worry about it. I've sorted it." It's just like, can you just what is the point of having a mobile on your person if you cannot answer the damn thing? So, I want to get a landline for that so I can intrude on the household so that it's impossible to ignore,
Impossible
um,
to screen.
impossible to screen. And it's essentially an alarm going through the house. Your wife's trying to contact you. And also for the kids, because they won't be getting a phone for a very, very long time. And that was fine, but we bumped into this kid at the airport a while ago, and he said he was 5 and he had a phone, and that's really blown Milo's mind. He's been like, "Oh my god, children can have them?" And he's like
You're
brought
like,
it up
"No,
with
no."
me. He's brought it up with me like 15 times. He's like, "But that kid was 5, mum." And I'm like, "I know, and every family does things differently. We won't be giving you a phone for a
Mm.
very long time, okay? So just forget about it." But it's really thrown him because I think it's just kind of opened his world a little bit, so that he's like, "Oh my god, I thought they were just for adults." Because he doesn't have any older siblings, right? He's 6. So anyway, and also for them, I think it's cool, 1, for emergencies. If anything goes wrong, they can just grab the landline 111. And 2, how cool for them to be able to call their friends
And
and
talk.
and their grandparents and
Yeah,
talk and have
talk.
to talk to the parent,
Yes.
like call the parent and be like, "Hi, Mrs. Smith, it's Milo here. Can I please?" Like, remember having to do that? You'd be like, "Thank you."
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you'd really
But I think it's a good point. So we're sort of facing this at the moment because remember that day that I left the other child at school and Alex sent me an email being like, "Where are you?" Because he can email. And that's how I learned about that. And sometimes those emails are happening more frequently. And I'm like, "Oh, we are at that." Now he's taking the bus and things. And,
Mm.
he's got different finishing times depending on what his schedule is. And I'm like, "Oh, we are actually there." I do have an Apple AirTag in his bag, so I can usually see where he is.
That's smart.
Yeah,
That's
in both
really
in both their
smart.
school bags. Yeah, well, the other day oh god, I'm gonna get sidetracked, but the other day, the school messaged or rang and they were like, "Alex is absent," and I'm like, "No, he's not. He was with his dad and stepmom, but, as far as they were aware, he had biked to school." So then I was like, "Oh my god." Immediately, I'm like, "He's been hit by a car." But
100%.
but then so I looked at the Apple AirTag and I was like, "No, he is at school." So I messaged the housemaster and whatever, and it had just been a bit of a roll call confusion. He'd just gone off and done something else.
Mm,
Anyway, it was fine, but I'm like, "Oh, we are at that point where, like, he needs to text us, we need to text him, especially when
mm,
plans change or
mm.
I've forgotten to pick him up?" Anyway, so we're gonna go for a brick. It'll call, it'll text,
Amazing.
and that's it.
Amazing.
Because I was thinking, I was like, "Oh god, it would be handy, like, if he's getting the bus to look up the bus schedule or Google Maps," and I thought, "No, wait, he can actually learn to have a sense of direction, or he
Yeah.
can problem solve that stuff," and actually problem solving that stuff is a good thing to
Yeah.
learn.
Yeah, that's what we did, right?
That's what we did, and then the other day, Frankie said to me in the car, she said, "Mum, why is it that sometimes it's so much easier to talk to Siri than it is to talk to someone on the phone. And
Oh,
yeah, and I was like, "God, it's so interesting." And I said, "Well, the thing is when you're talking to Siri, it's like, do you care what Siri might think about you?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "That's it. It's just that sometimes we have this fear about what people might think about us, even if it doesn't make sense. That's
mm,
something that we have to learn to let go of,
yeah,
worrying about what people might think about us. But that's why it feels harder, but that's also why it's important to practice it so it's fine." And so I was like, that we had to call houses and not know who was going to answer or not know if someone was there or not ask in advance if they even wanted to receive your call.
yeah,
It's kind of an
yeah.
important life skill.
I think it's really important. And then for the mum to be like, no, she's doing homework right now, or no,
Mm.
sorry, she's doing something. And then you have to be like, okay, bye. And it's like these are all just little little things that are important for us, right? To like
Yeah.
have to be a little bit dynamic, that not everything is going to be perfect, and especially with these bloody AI chatbots and kids like using them as like their companions and
Yeah.
stuff that
Yeah.
just agree with them and tell them how amazing they are all the time, which is like, yes, they need to be told they're amazing, great, but let that be from a parent or a friend,
For
not a
someone that matters.
bloody AI chatbot.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
someone that matters. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
So that's where we are. All right. Well, listen, Maddie, I know you've got places to be.
I've got places to be. I've got a solid 7 minutes to judge myself. You reckon I can do
Hey,
it?
and I believe you can judge in that time.
Yeah, I think I can. I'm thinking just like mascara, tinted moisturizer, hair in a
Oh,
bun, bish
done.
bash bosh.
Bish bash bosh. Oh, there was one thing I was going to say about the subscription. We actually had people, which I was shocked and delighted about, asking if they can get Totally Untidy on Spotify. It's just on Apple Podcasts at the moment, but
Mm.
I'll be figuring that out. Don't you worry. But they messaged, two people messaged. I was like, wow, thanks, guys. Thanks
They're
very much.
they're in the inner
So
circle, aren't they?
they're in the inner sanctum, all
The
right.
inner sphincter.
Yeah. So I will be the inner sphincter. I think people might enjoy some closeness with us, but maybe not that level of intimacy.
Maybe not. Yeah, yeah, maybe not right up there. But
Who knows?
anyway,
If you do, just don't tell us. That's just one of the things that we don't want to talk about. So I will sort that out. I will sort that out. And also, Maddie, I had the delight of choosing fun new intro and outro music for
and
Totally Untidy.
and I don't know what it is,
And
and
you
I'm
don't
just
know
going
what
to
it
go with
is.
a surprise. I'm
I
just going to
know.
surprise and delight it.
Because the thing is, like, you're not even a subscriber. You'll never know.
Oh my god!
I,
Oh,
I
no,
tell you what,
I'm going to subscribe.
you're going to subscribe.
Yeah,
Oh my God, amazing.
yeah, definitely going to subscribe because otherwise, I'm not going to be able to hear the finished product.
No, exactly, and it is fun.
Yeah, and it's fun, and I want to be in the inner sphincter.
Same.
So,
You gotta be in the center. You wanna get as deep as you can. You
put
wanna find the top.
untidy, put untidy straight into my veins. Okay, that's what I want.
That's the spirit, you've made up for not having the logo on the cap, and I forgive you.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alright, well, you get on your way, and everybody, you take care out there, and, hey, don't forget to DM us. I'm slightly behind the replies, but I'm gonna catch up on that today.
It'll happen. Anyway, love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Take care out there. Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Untidy. If you enjoyed it, we'd love your support to keep making the show. The best thing you can do to help is subscribe by hitting follow in your podcast app and leaving us a little 5-star review. You can also now watch and subscribe on YouTube and check out how these millennials are keeping up with the cool kids on TikTok and the gram. Lastly, please share this podcast with your mates. It means that we can keep building this supportive community, keep giving you untidy episodes, and just keep doing what we love to do.
Don't forget to check out mybigmoments.com for kids' books that make your tricky job of parenting a whole lot easier. Untidy listeners get a discount at checkout, so just pop in Untidy for 10% off your order. Lastly, we would like to thank all of the good people who make this podcast possible. Flicker Williams and Joe Rocker at My Big Moments for the beautiful artwork and design, Maxine London Creative for editing this episode, and Lana Byrne for creating our social content. And to you, our listeners, Araha nui, take care. We'll see you soon.